everyone, how are we? All back to the grind again. So tupping is well underway, and we've got to start thinking about the next lot of ewes and lambs, not lambs, next lot of ewes that are going to the Aber Black and the Suffolk. But before we get into that, we've got 6 different customers that need sorting out. Yes, the Border Leicesters, the tup we went and bought a couple of weeks ago. I've got to pull the 6 ewes out that we've been flushing with the beef flock and get them back home because they're going to the tup today. We're trying to fit them in right in the middle. I mean, so there's any disasters, no milk, stuff like that, Border Leicester stuff, we can get them adopted over and there'll be no problem at all. Right, got Josie doing Josie things. Just gotta run the sheep in. Trailer's ready. Let's go. Whilst we are by it, we may as well give you an update. The river has dropped back. It's still very high, but this area which has come over, it's gone back in. So a week of dry weather, please, would be much appreciated. Hello. Teaser's doing his job. Right, girls. We need you. You ready to go, girls? You'll probably notice those sheep are clean, so we're doing a little bit of a trial too. I'm going to put a border to a handful of ewes and just see if the females are any good. We got a spare tup, may as well try it, and then we can sell the ewe lambs. So breeding and see if there's a market for them, because if I can't breed them pure and we like breeding maternal ewes, if I cross them with the Border Leicester and sell them, then we've got a market for ewes out of the beef flock. So possibility. Obviously we like doing the fat lambs, but could be another avenue, so we're just trying it. Handful of ewes, see what they look like this year. Fingers crossed. Right.
Can they remember where they're going?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Look who's joined us. Right, now we need to get the boy. Plan is we take some feed them all, and then I'll grab him. Now don't break your ankle. It's dried out, this has. Considering the amount of rain, this was like underwater a few days. It's dried out quick. They'll be drilling this. This is a field that didn't get drilled till June this year, so part of the backup trying to get some proper grass in it. Oh, it's dry now.
Yeah, I know, but it's meant to rain.
Oh, it won't be that bad. It's meant to be an alright week. You've got some ladies there for you.
He's like, I am not coming with you people. You're not, I don't think you're going to get him. Okay. I said, are we ready, sheep fans? Well done. Fair play. You were right. Sorry, buddy. But you got some girls. They haven't.
Boy, come here. Good lad, you ready? Right, so these are getting red raddles, so they line up with the clins. So everything on the farm will have the same colours, the same weeks. Just means we know when everything's going to lamb. So we started with yellow with the clins. We're now 10 days in with the clins, and these will go red. Then in a few days they'll go blue. We are one short of red, so we're going orange. We don't use orange, so that's a spare one for another year. So I'm sure we'll be okay. Right, red one. So this goes on the top, and it marks them, so we know when they've been tupped. As I said, it gives us an idea at lambing when the busy periods are, or when stuff's going to lamb. So if they haven't lambed by a certain time, you know it's probably a problem. Right, orange one in. This is why we keep the old ones, because they always keep coming handy.
Scared. He looks terrified,
Yeah. Doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
Poor guy, I know. He looks so upset.
They're scared of him. That's a good start. We don't want him. Well, I'm never right with bored Leicester.
You're not speaking.
Oh no. Work sheep together, it's the best test for a relationship. No, basically, I tried to push the tup up the field and he wouldn't go up there. So we'll feed them, we'll get them to come to a bucket. That worked. So I was wrong. Now, we'll go and check how he's doing in a minute. But we're going to get Prince, who's over there, which is the other border, and put him in with those clinched shearlings. There'll only be 3 in here. There's some fair grass. I think I'm going to chuck the rest of those tup lambs in here for the winter. That's doing good.
What do I want with you? Who are these raiders? Come on then, buddy. Come back. Hey, oi. Oi, oi. They don't like him.
Job done. Border number 2 dropped off. Happy?
Yeah, that wasn't as dramatic.
No, that was easy. In the trailer, strapped up, ready to go. Whew, right. Just leave them to it now. That is the border sorted, but it's not the end of the video, as we find ourselves down at the paddock grazing field. So all summer we have had lambs on here and it's pretty much done. The lambs have gone off to the field. There's like 30 left. They're pretty much all ready to go, hoping to get one draw at the weekend. So I thought we'd get this all unravelled, as we need to start now thinking about winter grazing, and I'm going to need a lot of this fence. But while we're doing that, we'll talk about the pluses and minuses, what I thought about this electric fence system and whether it's worked on those fat lambs through the summer. There definitely has been pluses, but there's also been a few minuses that we need to learn from going forward. I guess all we can do is crack on. There is about 4 or 5 systems down here, and it does use a lot of electric fence. That is the one thing I do, but I reckon we can get more efficient with that going forward. We used 4 systems and kept using L's. If I thought it out a bit better, we probably would need a system or 2 less. So that is one thing I need to learn from. We've also got the dogs. They've come for a play. There's not much for them to do today, so let them run around. You right, Joe? You've been swimming? Yeah, you're soaked. Well, this is a rare thing. Look at the incredible weather. The last week has been pretty nice. We had a bit of rain, didn't we, Joe? Last night, but apart from that, it's been pretty good. And you can see how well the grass is doing. Fortunately, there's no sheep to graze it, but this is another huge benefit of this paddock system. We had the lambs in here, 4 months, and just keeping the grass at this length, this would be perfect just to turn the lambs onto now. And that is a huge bonus. We were able to keep fresh grass ahead of those lambs, and their growth rates really showed. The only downside was it did begin to go a bit stale in 1 or 2 of the paddocks, and they got a little bit wormy. That is one reason why we've had to move them, so it's one thing to learn from. Having gone round and round on these paddocks, if you remember, we had a high worm burden in one of them, and we found just in that paddock we turned some lambs back into it, and they all went mucky again. So one thing to learn going in future, be a bit more hotter on doing the egg counting weekly, so if you do get a hatch, you know not to put lambs back into that paddock for a while and just leave it and probably just mow that paddock and then utilise the rest. We don't have that many lambs left, and this is going to be kept. We're going to pop ewes on here when they're all put back together. I could keep the sections You see how good the grass is looking. This end is probably the perfect length for grazing, where that end they came off last. But I need the electric fence because we've got some winter projects going on, which I'll tell you about in the near future. One group of tups in action there, so that's the LLeyn Jones ones. We know the problem we had, some of them didn't get tucked at the start, but ewes are absolutely fine. I think we had this morning, we counted up, 143 ewes have been tucked in 11 days, so that is only a positive, and that doesn't even include the ones that might have been tucked when the block broke on the raddle. If you haven't seen a lot, watch the last video. Basically one of the blocks broke on the raddle harness, so we reckon DJ and LLeyn Jones tuck, we're just calling DJ now. Yeah, there's probably some ewes in there that have been tucked that haven't been marked. We'll sort that out once they're finished. Right, that is 2 systems go. I tell you what, this electric fence system too. This wrapper, we could not be without it. It just absolutely flies around. Systems down, 3 to go. That means we've used 6 systems in here. I reckon we could get that down to 3 or 4 next year. And that leads me to another thing. It is very experimental doing this paddock grazing. So at the start we used 5 paddocks, and I think they were slightly too big for the amount of stock. So we moved on to a 7 paddock system, and it suited them so much better because it meant we could move them every 3 days, and it was a 21-day break, rather than having 5 paddocks and moving them every 3-4 days and 15, 18, 20-day break. That extra probably week's break did it a lot better. It meant it was ready to graze by the time we got back round. And also I'd have started a lot earlier in the year. We kind of probably started a month late, and now we're just about how we want it towards the end of the year. But I know I learned from this for next year, we get hot on it, get it set up, and it means we'll get into this situation far earlier. But I do have to say, I've given a lot of negative comments, but the biggest thing is we've seen the best performance of our lambs we've ever had. It's a bit of extra work, but it's definitely worth it. The lambs this year have performed better than ever before. We've got more fat lambs away quicker. We've got the best prices on our ewe lambs, so they perform better off grass in this system too, because they're growing on a bit, so they're probably worth a bit more as tupping lambs. So it's definitely positives for me on this system. A decent week of dry, there is still wet patches around. To be fair, we are down in meadow ground now, so you're going to get bits. It's like the lake that comes in the middle of that field, just see it there somewhere. That's there all winter and it started, so that's going to be there for now. As long as the river stays where it should be, we're okay. I don't know what this is going to be like going forward. Is this going to be the new norm? Is it going to get flooded pretty much year on year, or was it just a bad couple of years? We had a wet summer. Ever since we had that really dry summer 3 years ago, it hasn't really stopped raining, has it? So who knows? If I could predict that, I'd be a millionaire. Yeah, missus? Are you worn out? No, you want a stroke, do you? Not when you've been rolling that stuff. Houston, I got that wrong in the video and I got so many people called me out. We have a problem. We've got to get through here. I reckon we can take a wide berth now. I'm not driving through that, I'll tell you that. Well, I think that did the trick, didn't it? Just about. And just like that, that is the field clear of electric fence now, and I have plenty to go at now. Just another couple of advantages I did think about while driving around there. Obviously, because you have livestock in a more controlled, tighter area, it actually means that they naturally fertilise the field much better because it spreads it more evenly. You'll find if you put sheep in the field, they'll have an area that they like to graze harder, so that'll get more manure in it. But the areas they don't like to graze, it's not so good. And you'll find also doing the paddock system, they'll graze areas of the field better, which they normally wouldn't like to. Yeah, just would definitely recommend it. There's a few little hiccups we've done across the year and a few things we'll improve on, but it's things to learn. One thing I'd like to do is probably invest in a grass plate meter. I will get there eventually, just to measure the grass so we know when to move them a bit more accurately. At the end of the day, we're doing it off eye, and it's definitely seeing benefits this year. Massive thank you for watching today, guys. Fingers crossed the borders get going pretty quickly, and I'll keep you updated in the next video on how Tuppin is getting on as well. Let's get going. These dogs are absolutely knackered. They've been running around for about 2 hours straight. Right, come on, Beat, we're going. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.